Hello and welcome back to the Floridaman Gaming. My name is Furion and today we're going to be playing Magic the Gathering Arena. But before we get started, I'd like to ask that you please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, let us know what you think of the current series and if there's anything that you'd be interested in seeing us do. And if you're over on Rumble, go ahead and support us by hitting that Rumble button. So, for our In the Beginning series, we are continuing the color challenge. We have done white, blue, and are now up to black with the Cold-Blooded Killers Precon deck. So we're going to go ahead and roll right into this. As we've said in the previous ones, it is almost impossible to mess these up as they pretty much feed you the perfect play lines through the first 4 matches, and then they pair you off against a live human to test your mettle. So with that, we're going to go ahead and play Typhoid Rats, the Death Toucher, into some Malakir Coldblades, and get ourselves ready to start ramping up a massive creature set. This is a fun deck type, and not bad. I've been playing in the play queue the mono white deck that they start you with some minor alterations, and it's actually been pretty potent. Handled itself relatively well. So far 4-1 if I'm not mistaken, based on stat lines provided by untapped.gg. Only minor changes, reduced the land, added a borrowed time, but left mostly unchanged. I'm going to go ahead and knock out that Woodland Mystic and go up to a 7 damage swing. And they really like to feed us Woodland Mystics. We'll go ahead and swing in with just the Coldblades. They let it through. That's a big worm. And with that, we're going to swing on through for victory. Once again, like I said, they do give you the most optimal playline to win. So, mono green bites the dust. They're going to take out some Scathed Zombies, put in the Mardu Outrider, and the Savage Gorger. Savage Gorger is a fun card to have. And we are now up against mono white. Alright, we're going to go ahead and lead off with the Sanitarium Skeleton. And we'll attack in for 1 damage. Since we didn't utilize the mana, we'll go ahead and Cruel Cut, since it does rely on that killing a creature with target power 2 or less. And we'll start growing the Gorger. Alright, Impassioned Order to the board. Go ahead and swing in and hit it with the Compound Fracture so we save our skeleton. And grow the Gorger. Order to the board again. Go ahead and continue to grow our creature. Hallowed Priest, that's going to start getting big. Let's go ahead and, oh, they let it through. That's surprising. Alright, another priest to the board. Put another Gorger down. And continue to swing on home. That hallowed priest is going to go down. And the opponent is now one turn away. They took us down to 10, and we take them to the negative. Mono white is in the bin. Alright, out come the Crovicon Scoundrels, in comes the Nightmare, and the Skeleton Archer. Next opponent, Mono Red. Go ahead and knock out their goblin. Knock out the Spell Gorger. Just continue to play off the playline they've been giving us. Big Body Minotaur. Another unlikely aid. Unlikely only in the sense that we knew they were giving it to us. Alright, and now we have the Nightmare to the board. Opponent elects to use a burn spell. Nightmare continuing to get bigger. Opponent now down within one strike range. Shock on the skeleton. We'll go ahead and play it back. It's actually a pretty good little play line there. And the opponent is gone. Getting the Soul Hunter Rakshasa and Eternal Thirst. Now going up against Mono Blue. So it could be a very sky-heavy team. Interesting. Go ahead and play out the rats. Get the Cold Blade down. And the opponent is now geared up for some aerial combat. Would be nice if we had an aerial blocker ourselves. At the very least, the skeleton archer will be able to knock out one of the cloud conceers. The AI is going completely over the top of us. But the Outrider is going to keep us in contention here. Another Cloud Conceer coming down. And another Sworn Guardian. Alright, let's go ahead and start pumping up the team. 6/6 lifelink is going to help us stay ahead of their damage here. And apparently that's all we need. Uh-oh. Just had the Outrider bounced. That's not good. But on the other hand, they overcommitted to this attack, and we are now in good shape. Opponent doesn't block, and we have taken another win from the AI, as it was intended. Like I said previously, as long as you don't screw up the perfect playline they give you, you will win each of those matches. Now's the hard part, when they actually send us out into the play queue somewhere to play against somebody. And we're getting a couple of other cards. Demon of Loathing, Bad Deal, and Murder. I was hoping not to add the Bad Deal in there. That's a very expensive do-nothing card. And we are facing off against Charles. Not the most ideal starter hand. That will do though. We'll go ahead and bin a land, get the Coldblade down, and then drop Murder on the most appetizing target to come down afterwards. Oh, this is going to be a problem. Looks like this opponent's actually playing a deck worth playing. We're going to have to take care of that Trelisara. Yikes. On the bright side, they did overcommit and burned their treasure, so there's going to be no defense for the Trelisara. And we now have the biggest creature on the board. And that's not good. Everything's about to get huge. Do they pump squad? Yes, they do. Go ahead and let that through. And we drew a land. Go ahead and drop the skeleton archer. We're going to go ahead and risk it for the biscuit here. And at the moment, we now have a big body to slow down the opponent's roll. Territorial Scythe Cat, that's going to become a big kitty. Do they pump squad again? They do. Do they risk the Iron Apprentice so they can move its counters? They don't. Alright, time to start going over the top. Not entirely sure what they drew, but they seem to be taking their time thinking about it. Elysian Carotid. Go ahead and start growing the Gorger. Looks like they may have drawn a fight spell. Nope, Renin 7. That is not good news for us. That is good news for us. Go ahead and knock her out. Don't need to face that down right now. And that's less than ideal. Do they have a land? They are spiraling, and we are just watching it happen. And there they go again. Big pump. Well, if it's a race they want, we're in a good position here. We have 14 damage in the air next turn. And they are massively pumped. Go ahead and sacrifice the Cull Blade. No need to let them distribute those counters. And we have another. Are we going to pull this off? Opponent is down to 1. They have to go all in on this next attack. We have enough to chump block a good amount here, but if they drop a land and do another big pump, we're in trouble. Another Felidar Retreat. Do they have a land? Scoot Swarm. That might be the opening we need. There's the land. Can we stave off the brunt of the big attack? They didn't get the full squad pump. They went cats instead. That's a bad call. It's at times like this I'm not convinced that these aren't computers. Although I don't think I have enough to stop this. No, I think the math checks out. I think we're okay. Barely, but we're okay. It's because they didn't pump. Go ahead and hit them with the GG. And they are gone. If they'd only pumped with the Felidar Retreat, that game would have gone very differently. But as it turns out, we have secured the win against the non-computer opponent with the black deck that they've given us, the Precon deck. Cold-blooded killers, as they refer to it, and that has carried us on to victory. And with that, we get some more wild cards, a Skeleton Archer card style, and a card style for Evolving Wilds. We will go ahead and take that, and we will see you in the next one. With that, this is Furion from the Floridaman Gaming, signing off.